that people are out to get you, or people are trying to one up you, or people might be talking behind your back.
Watch them grow, perceive, devote. This is the seed, light the show. Watch them grow.
Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your September 2019 reading. I am Princess India. If you are new, hello. If you're family, welcome back, my friend. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into you guys' reading. As you know, I put up a poll and asked all of my subbies what kind of reading you guys wanted this month, and 70% voted for general. So we're here for the general. And what we're doing is we're starting with a pick a card. So if you will pick a number between 1 through 3, what we're going to be doing in the extended is depending on which number you pick, that translates into a group. And in that group, we're going to be going more specific in the extended of whatever comes up here on YouTube. So pick the number that came to your mind first if you're grappling with it. 1, 2, 3. All right. If you picked 1, your card is gossip. If you picked number 2, your card is gratitude. And if you picked number 3, if I could turn it over, that would be nice. We have, okay, abundance. I love how I do this when the sun just starts going crazy over here. So in the extended, we're going to make this reading here on YouTube more specific based on these being you guys' overall energies. But let's go ahead and hop into your reading because I don't want to take up too much of your time, Taurus. I'm sure that you have things to do. You know what I'm saying? The only little tidbit that I have to tell you guys is to watch your thoughts this month. I feel that's of utmost importance, and I feel the need to empower you to let you know that you guys have the right and the power and the ability to choose what you think about. And I'm saying this in the sense of negative thinking because I feel that, I don't know, I feel an energy of a lot of things being good around Taurus, but I feel it's like a perception, your perception, every Taurus's perception, being influenced heavily by expecting the worst, thinking the worst, like pessimism in so many words, is kind of, how can I say it? It's making what is a blessing seem like a curse. And I feel like it has a lot to do with like Taurians who are very self-reliant, which I mean is typical for our sign anyway. But I don't know, I just kind of feel like spirit is kind of being left out of the equation. It's kind of like being, because as Tauruses, we value hard work and effort. So it's like anything that we are trying to obtain in life, we don't have a problem working hard to obtain said thing, right? But I feel that depending on life circumstances, it's like some of us have had it a lot harder than others, and some of us may not have had people to rely on, so you end up becoming very self-reliant. And of course, having to rely on yourself so much, it births things like resilience and inner strength and things of the sort. You got moxie, you got grit and things of the sort. But the downside of that is a lack thereof of balance. Like too much of something is never a good thing. So if you're a little too self-reliant, it's like literally what I feel is like the universe could be trying to help you. And it's like, because of one's perception of no one's going to help me, I always have to do things on my own. It could be something that's coming into your life that's supposed to be a blessing, and you would see it as like a curse, if that makes sense. But I mean, it's not something that I feel like it's like you guys would miss an opportunity or anything. It's just I feel like that's going to be like one of the main highlights this month, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, let me get into you guys' cards. Let's ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for my Taurians for the month of September. Please, Spirit, anything that they need to know, anything of utmost importance, I ask that come to the forefront in this reading. Please, Spirit. And as always, I thank you in advance because I know you're good for it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into these cards, Taurus. But I hope that makes sense, y'all. It's just, everything is energy, thoughts are energy. And it's just needing to differentiate between what's high vibrational and low vibrational, because of course what's low vibrational isn't serving you. So if it's anything that you guys are thinking on a regular basis that's bringing you down, and making you feel bad or less than, those are the things that we want to kind of check, because you have the power to not think it, because whatever you're focusing on, you're giving power and energy to, right? So the first card out we have is the Ace of Swords. So, well, I mean, that makes sense. I feel like a lot of things you guys are dealing with this month, it's like gaining clarity on a lot of stuff. And it's not just in the sense of, and the next card we had out was the King of Cups. And then the reason why I'm kind of skipping ahead is because this came out and then we have this here. And, you know, so we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. But that's really like what I'm feeling with you guys. It's gaining a lot of mental clarity on a lot of, wow, I feel like all of these cards are just kind of clarifying everything it is that I just said for you all, which is kind of hilarious. It's just so funny. This is like everything I just said in card form, and that is hilarious. Okay, so let's keep it moving. So anywho, the main thing is, with the Ace of Swords coming out, this is the overall like influence for this month. And of course, you know, we look at the Ace of Swords, we look at it as truth, we look at it as clarity. With the Ace of Swords, this is exactly what I'm describing, or was describing prior to me pulling these cards out, is of course we know the Sword of Suits is thought, thinking, blah, 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 blah. But we think of the double-edged sword, there's a light side and a dark side to the sword. And if you think of your sword as your brain, there's a light side and the dark side to the brain, proverbially speaking. The light side would be using your brain for high vibrational things. The dark side would be using your brain for lower vibrational things. So I feel like not just in the sense of our own thought hygiene, I feel situationally, you guys are going to be gaining a lot of clarity on different aspects of your life. But I feel like a great deal of that has to do with you guys gaining dominion over your thought space. My phone's dying. I feel like that's going to have a great deal to do with you guys gaining dominion over your thought space. Because I feel that in August, and maybe even far back prior to then, and this can be, with the King of Cups in reverse, we can look at this as two ways. We can look at this as a person that's in your life. It could be somebody who was emotionally unavailable, or a person who was, you know, emotionally manipulative. But I feel there's more emotionally unavailable, like someone holding back, if it's a person, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But if we're just talking about like just Taurus, I would see this more or less in August. I feel like you guys being ruled greatly or being controlled by your emotional world, right? But again, it's like I'm seeing this as like a solo dolo type of thing. So whether you guys are partnered or not, you know, it's, I feel, what's the word? Suffering in silence would be the term I'm looking at. Whatever it is that Taurus was going through in August, or even if it extends past that, that's something that you guys are going to be leaving behind this month, is either the belief that you have to deal with things on your own, or that you have to suffer in silence. And that's really kind of the message that I feel, if we look at this more on a spiritual level, what Spirit is trying to drive home, like how I was saying about the whole self-reliance thing, I feel that Taurians that I'm speaking to have unnecessarily been bearing burdens alone and not speaking to anyone about it. So that's what I mean, like by suffering in silence. So it's like, whether you're in a relationship or not, it could be a single person who has, like, you know, family, friends, like people who are around you, but it's never never reaching out to your support system or family or friends or partners or whatever, because it's like a false belief that you have to handle everything on your own. And a specific scenario that Spirit is showing me now is like a Taurus person who has, like, you know, a partner, family members and friends, whatever, and can start to be resentful because it's like, I'm going through all of this stuff in my life and all these people are coming to me for advice and they want me to help them with this and want me to help them with that. But it's like, no one ever asked me about my problems. But the way that I'm seeing it is the way that this person or group of people that I'm talking to, the way that you present yourself day to day, as if everything is fine. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on with you, but the way that you kind of maneuver through life, it never alludes to the fact that you could be suffering. So how Spirit is kind of showing it to me is like a self-defeating, well, yeah, I guess you would say, well, not necessarily, well, yeah, I guess you would say a self-defeating behavior. Or you can look at it as a self-fulfilling prophecy, because it's like the sponsoring thought or belief is that I have to do everything on my own because no one's going to help me. So you're going through life doing everything on your own because no one's going to help you, right? So then because you're the super strong person that's so resilient and has grit and things of the sort, people come to you to be their rock or their strength, right? So you play that role. But while you're playing this role and looking super strong, you're suffering in silence underneath it. So people aren't mind readers, you know what I'm saying? So they have no idea that you're struggling with anything. But then you think about the fact of like, wow, I'm in all this suffering and I'm always helping other people, but no one ever asked me if I'm okay. And I feel like the thing that's going to become clear, and I say you can listen to the energetic theme of that if this specific thing, because I don't feel like I'm talking to everyone with that. So this is like a specific scenario for a few people that I'm using illustratively for the mass populace. But it's more or less, so if that theme kind of sounds like something else, apply it where need be. But I feel the clarity that's going to come, like the aha moment for Taurians this month, is going to be in a circumstance similar to that. It's seeing that, you know, I'm always there for other people, but they're never there for me. But it's like, why are people never there for you? Because they don't know that you need them to be, because that's never been communicated. Because what I'm projecting to the outside world is that I'm okay. So if I'm telling everyone I'm okay, I'm acting like everything is okay, then people around me are going to think that I'm okay and that you're really strong. So because this person or these people may admire you and they want to be strong like you, that's the reason why they're coming to you. Not because they're selfish and they only care about themselves and nobody wants to help you and they just want you to help them. It's the fact that it's like an admiration thing. But I feel like being in that subjectively, I don't feel that Taurians were making that connection, but I feel that's what's going to become clear this month. So that's in two different ways. It's showing you the power and control that you have over your mind, and it's going to make it very clear by some situation or circumstance what side of it you've been dabbling in, right? And then also you guys being able to open up and not allowing things to kind of build up until you have like an explosion, so to speak, right? So I feel like going forward, it's like you guys kind of coming out of a mental prison, and it's coming to the realization, because looking at the Eight of Swords, oh my God, what a sign. Looking at the Eight of Swords in the reverse, typically if we're looking at it in the upright, it's like a person who's in a self-imposed prison, right? It's like she has absolutely no idea whatsoever that, you know, the path is clear to follow through going forward. Seeing this in the reverse, this is like the blindfold coming off and you guys seeing that you were not really trapped and like the door was open the entire time, and I see you guys moving forward with that. Now next we have the Temperance card. So I feel like going into the month, and this could be like midway through September, I feel like once this moment of clarity comes, it's you guys then stepping into this place of balance and then maintaining or cultivating this state of balance in your life. And the mind is so important, Taurus. I'm not even kidding. Because I'm seeing with the Temperance, it's more or less like Spirit is bringing you down to the root of the problem. And I feel like the root of the problem is your thoughts. It's your mind, it's your mental, it's how you're thinking about things. So I think even when it comes to like emotional instability, the thing that puts you back on an even keel emotionally is even still getting control over the mind. So it's like, if I'm seeing how I'm perceiving things, is the glass half empty or half full? The reason why there ever was an imbalance is because it was based on me thinking about it in an imbalanced way, right? Because I feel like there's like, how can I literally say this? And this is going to sound nuts. It's like the way that I'm seeing this is, and I feel like it's that bad to where it's like everything that you guys want and need, I can't even say that it's going to come to you. And like, this is why I'm saying this is weird. I literally feel like everything that Taurus has been sad about or frustrated about, like everything it is that you wanted, I feel like it's already like right in front of your face. But the reason why you weren't able to see it is because of like how you were thinking about it. And I don't know if I thought this or if I said it out loud, but it's almost like a blessing is coming in or a blessing is here, and you're looking at it as like a curse. But it's like everyone else sees it as a blessing, but you don't, and it's because of how you're thinking about things. So it's like, I say with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's like you guys felt like you were stuck and nothing was working out, but it's like you were never stuck and everything is working out. And the only thing that needed to happen was for you to change your perception. And then you're going to see like what everyone else sees looking at you. I hope that makes sense, Taurus. But the whole thing is overall, like I say, with the Temperance and this being a major arcana, it's coming to a state of balance. So it's like it's an awakening. It's an inner awakening and an enlightening. To where it's almost like being in a subjective eye level perception of your life. But this aha moment is going to bring you guys like above your life where you have the opportunity to look down. But in the midst of all of this, it's like a spiritual awakening because it's almost like restoring one's hope in the universe in a sense. And you realizing that you're really not alone in the world. You know what I mean? And that's all about a perspective shift. So I feel like right now, when we're talking about specifically like work and career and stuff like that, I feel like there's been a sense of like stagnancy in you guys' career. But I feel it's because you really were not paying attention to all the options that you had. I feel like in one sense, you guys may have been fixated on one path or one particular way to achieve things. But I feel another thing that's going to become clear to you specifically this month in reference to like your career life and whatnot is going to be seeing that the one thing you guys were banking on, like say if there's one position or one company that you guys were banking on, it's going to see that there are a myriad of other options. But again, that still relates back to how you're thinking about it. So it almost seems like a self-imposed prison that I feel like Taurus is being released from this month. And even if we kind of touch on conflicts and relationships as well, I feel like any type of conflicts that you guys have had in like whether it's romantic or it's friendships or, you know, family or coworkers, like anything in relation to you with other people, I feel like this mental clarity is going to clear that up as well. Because the vibe that I kind of get with Taurians in relation to other people, and I don't mean it just like romantic, but just you in relation to others, I feel that it's battling one-upmanship. And not that Taurus are the ones that are trying to partake in one-upmanship, but I feel it's kind of borderlining on paranoia. But it's like thinking that people are out to get you, or thinking that that people are out to get you, or people are trying to one-up you, or people might be talking behind your back. And that's kind of where this comes in with our group 1 people we're going to talk about in the extended. It's like thinking people are, you know, gossiping or, you know, trying to usurp the promotion from you or whatever. It's like any type of suspicious thinking. I feel all of these things are going to kind of be cleared up when we see that the source of a lot of the problems that we were experiencing weren't necessarily the situations themselves, but how we were perceiving the situations, if that's making sense, right? So overall, I feel like the main thing that Taurus is going to be coming into this month, the realization that Taurus is going to be coming into this month, is the value of other people, the value of partnerships, the value of friendships, the value of, you know, community in so many words, right? Or working with other people and realizing that whether it's just Taurus in the universe or you and people that are in your life, is understanding the value of, I'll just leave it at community. And meaning that is the whole umbrella of Taurus in relation to others. But I also feel it's learning that balance in between where you begin and where you end and where others begin and end. So this falls into the realm of kind of like boundaries and stuff too. Because it may be like kind of shutting people out, or having in the past shut other people out because of like, and it's a lot of different things I'm feeling this with. It's either, like I said in the beginning, the person who has had the perception that they've always had to do things on their own, or whether if it's because of a betrayal, whatever area this kind of falls into. But it's more or less taking a chance and allowing people in to either be a support system for you, to be a friend to you, to be a romantic partner to you. Overall, what I'm saying is, Taurus, is this month I feel the biggest lesson is going to be the power of the mind and the importance of community. And the fact that no man is an island, you know what I mean? And we all cannot do it by ourselves. And even if it's not human people, I feel it's going to be, the clarity you guys are going to get in a mental sense is going to be the awareness of like man and his creator, like seeing overall that you don't have to do it alone. You never had to do it alone. And that's more or less like a limiting belief of ever believing that you had to. So that's why I'm saying it's like I see everything around Taurus, but it's like I don't feel like coming into September, Taurus sees all of the opportunities or people or circumstances that are in your favor. And it's not that they're not there. It's just the way that they're being perceived is that they're seeming like curses when they're actually blessings, or you're overlooking stuff that's right in front of your face. I really hope that that makes sense, Taurus. Oh my goodness, in America. It's really hard to get out. All of these readings are really hard to get out of my mouth this month. Please don't judge me. So we're going to throw the dice of resonance. You can go ahead and ask a yes or no question if you like. I hope that that made sense, y'all. I really hope it did. But it's like the main thing that I would say to you guys this month is open up. Allow yourself within to be in a state to receive and to believe, and not necessarily that help is going to come, because what it looks like to me, help is going to come because help is already here. But it's more or less opening your mind is what I'm saying. Knowing you have control over what you think and opening up your mind and opening up yourself to believing again in whatever it is you feel like you've lost belief in, or just opening yourself up to the possibility of a new cycle, a new reality. Even if you have to wake up tomorrow and just say like, you know, today is the first day of the rest of my life type of deal, you know? I hope that that makes sense, Taurus. I don't know if it does. Do you have your question? Let's see. All right. We have Scorpio. We have No. We have Virgo. We have Bay Lover Partner. And we have Venus. So Virgo, Scorpio, Bay Lover Partner. No is the answer to your question. And Venus. And now we are going to throw the dice that have no name. Pay attention to your dreams, and not just the ones you have when you're sleeping, but the ones that you had once upon a time. And your intuitive hits as well. We have the number 11. We have Taurus. That's funny. And, oh God, I don't know what planet that is. That's why I have my good old little answer key here. That's Jupiter. Okay, so for Jupiter it says, okay, achieve abundance via ethical living. And the whole theme of this is personal growth. Feel and express gratitude. That's the word. Give generously and work on self-improvement. And I'm seeing that a lot with the Three of Pentacles. But I just feel it's more or less like allowing people into your process of personal improvement, even if that's a therapist or a personal trainer. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing that I said I feel heavily is gratitude. Like, when I talk about overlooking, it's like I feel like there's a lot of stuff in you guys' life that you could be thankful for and that you could be grateful for. But because you're not, like, it's almost like if you had to choose what to focus your energy on, thank you, Spirit, it's focusing your energy more on what you're lacking as opposed to what you actually have. And even if we take this out of the sense of just thought and we look at it as like law of attraction, energy manifestation, right? Because you're focusing so much on lack, the universe is going to continue to give you more lack. And because you're so focused with tunnel vision on the lack, you don't see the forms of abundance in your life. So it's making the decision to shift, like, I'm aware of what's lacking, but I'm going to choose to focus on what I have and be thankful for that. And that way, feeding your energy to that can birth more abundance, if that's making sense. So with the number 11, we have two major arcanas that are you guys' meditative points for this month is the Justice card and the High Priestess. And the message is oh man, Spirit, I love when you do this. Where are you manifesting from? Didn't we just have this conversation? Yes, we did. That's why I'm saying it again. But where are you manifesting from? your energy is like with the sun. That's really annoying me right now. With the sun is to, earth, humanity at large. You know what I'm saying? It's like the energy from the sun is that life-giving, birthing things forward. That's the same on a micro level that your attention is. That's why you pay attention. You know what I'm saying? People pay you for your attention. We'll pay for your attention. Because we look at it like advertising. It's like people purchase ad space for your attention. You know what I'm saying? So your energy is very important. Your attention span is very important. Your mental space is very important. And you have to understand that energy is very much a currency, just like real money in so many words. So whatever you're paying attention to, it's like you're investing into. So it's wanting to reattune to where your thought space is, where your time, energy, and effort is going when we're speaking in a mental sense, right? Because all of that are the seeds that are being planted, proverbially speaking, of what it is that we're manifesting into our life. So I feel like you guys reading this month has a lot to do with more or less self-control and reattuning to a place of balance to get you guys to where it is that you want to go. But I feel like you're already there. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm going to go over to Vimeo because we're going to go more in depth with our 3 little groups. If you want to follow me over there, cool. And I just remembered that card is what? Wow. This is funny. I just realized gratitude, and I'm looking at the fact that gratitude and abundance are the other 2 cards, and that's actually kind of funny to me. The synchronicities abound, Taurus. Anyway, moving right along, I'm going over to Vimeo. If you want to follow me over there, cool. If not, I still love your freaking face, but I will see you guys sooner than later. Deuces.